They're delicious.
Yeah, Matt knew where I was going with that.
I would never cook rat burgers.
It's from Demolition Man.
I know, but you don't want to get the plague.
There's no plague that you're currently aware of.
Oh, there are plenty of plagues, just most of them come from wizards in Stygia.
Pass by a village as you're saying that, but I've got the black lung.
What the black blue ball?
Anyways, okay.
I've got whooping laugh.
Are you sure you're not under his laughter spell? Alright, so food update again, so nothing else that day, so same as last time, put up the hut, set up camp, have a decent night's rest, and get the next day.
Yep.
So
So
I'm going to
where are
say
we
you're
at?
going to hit the border here of the zone at about midday.
Okay.
And technically we're going to have to move out of there to the other maps, so one has at least a few more roads to go by. And the other one's more accurate for locations.
Yep, we're out. We're gonna be out in the steppes now.
Yep, you are just pretty much, yeah, by midday you're pretty much clear of most of the frosty stuff and you're kind of moving away from the mountains a little bit too. So it's starting to warm up pretty quickly as you're heading back into the normal steppes.
All right. I'm keeping my eyes peeled for any
Slavers?
sort of tracks or other signs.
I said slavers.
I've been looking for slavers since we left.
Yeah, I wouldn't
That-
walk 10 paces in Hyperborea without looking out for men with heavy footprints.
Mm-hmm.
So give me a perception check, actually.
All of us or just one of us?
Perception or a survival check?
You're trying to essentially look for, well, I guess it's technically your tracks you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that would be a survival.
So is it just one of us or all of us?
It was him. He actually called for a survival.
Thelona was the only one that actively is looking for tracks.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thelona got a 20 freaking 1. As you're going along, you don't see anything initially at first. As you pick up after lunch and continue to finally make it out of officially out of Hyperborea again. But not too long afterwards, you start seeing some weird side trails. One of them you see off to the north does seem to have been a trail off of like merchants or something that, and you see the leftover bonfire not too far away from the road, but just far enough away that it wouldn't have been easily seen like at night.
Uh-huh.
But then you see off to the right there seems to be another cluster of footprints, and these seem a little bit different somehow, and you don't see any nearby campfires. You see no telltale signs of campfires either, and it kind of dawns on you saw footprints like this before around the same area.
How old are they?
Oh gosh, would that be a would that still be under the survival, or would that be a perception now?
More of an investigation.
Yeah, that'd probably be more investigation. Give me an investigation check, since you're slowing down to look at them. 17. You can't say for sure, but you'd say that roughly within the last day or so, these were fairly new, but in the
Okay,
same
so
area.
they're not made from our trip down. They're definitely
No,
more recent
this
than
is
that.
this has happened during your time away from here. Since the last time you came through.
I will then bring the group to a halt.
What is it? Mighty Thelona.
It looks like some of our friends from the trip up have returned. Or at least friends of those friends.
I was gonna
As
say,
I will point down to the tracks.
yeah, definitely friends of friends, because we didn't leave any of those ones alive. I'm assuming you want to take care of these ones too.
I think it would be best for everyone. And I take it this is like almost like a branching path, but not as defined.
You mean like where these tracks are going?
Yeah.
They're not even going off a path. They're literally just heading off road, like they know of some place that they're heading towards. But they're not like a single file either. They're kind of a little bit scattered, a little bit, so they're trying to hide how many there are there by just sheer number of dunes and stuff and brush.
All right, I'm going to start following these.
I'm assuming neither. I'm assuming no one has an issue with this, especially Velena and Garoth. After how we originally met, I would assume wouldn't really like people like slavers.
Right. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, would Valena want us to ignore it if it's not going to bother us? Or should we just go and set an ambush or something? I don't know. I guess she'll just see what the other party members are doing.
Well, the other party members so far seem to be following the tracks. Ian Theobald's kind of like, just kind of looks at this quietly for a moment, like this is some nasty business, but does quickly get off the horse and start to manually walk into the tall grass of everyone else following Valona as she's shaking the tracks.
I don't know why, but
Yeah.
I picture...
Alzina pretty much just follows and says, no one else needs to get kidnapped by a spider cult.
Picture Flona on all fours sniffing the ground, but...
She's not freaking Isla from Chrono Trigger.
I was just thinking of that.
I'm sorry, it's just... I told you, my head's weird.
You strung, be strung too.
Anyways, so we're just gonna follow the tracks. If everyone else is doing it, I guess Valena will follow stealthily.
Alright. Actually, that's the question. Are you all moving stealthily yet, or are you just following?
I'm following at this point. I am not moving that stealthily until I get closer to where I think they are, because...
Alright. I'm gonna say, yeah, if you keep up a normal pace, you start walking off the road for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You can still see the road off to a distance on one side. Eventually you are starting to peek around the mountain a bit better, and you're starting to get a clearer view of the steps, and then you notice that the tracks kind of swerve back towards the road a little bit, and that's when you see that they're headed to some decent sizable rocks and a couple of older looking trees that are not too far away from the road.
So they're setting up an ambush point.
It kind of looks like there might be a possibility of that, yes.
All right, if I'm getting to the point where they could start seeing, I'm going to start moving with stealth.
Alright.
God help me if I roll well, I'm going to Assassin's Creed this motherfucker. But knowing me, probably not. My stealth's actually not that bad, but...
I rolled an 11.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, 16.
Okay, actually, I need to double check. I think I have stats for this.
So if the Luna walks into a bush and then the bush just starts moving a little bit at a time.
God dang it. How do you calculate passive perception?
It's their perception skill times are plus 10. So if they have a plus 6 to perception, it's a 16.
Okay.
They have a plus 0, it's 10.
If they don't actually have the perception skill, it's just their wisdom modifier, isn't it?
Right,
I was
right.
gonna say, okay, yeah.
Their modifiers trickle down. All of the stuff in 5th ed trickles down in the skills.
Oh, okay, that, and... Oof.
Yeah, being skilled in something just means you get to add your proficiency bonus to it.
Yeah. So let me double check these numbers again. So those were definitely 2 successes. I'm going to roll the other 2, and we're going to see what the general opinion is of trying to stealth as a group. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is the entire party trying to stealth, so it's the entire party trying to make a stealth check and not have too many of them go over it, and the others can
Okay,
correct.
so who all has been coming to this? Obviously the three of us. Is it also
The other three characters, Geralt, Giselle, and Theobald, have all been following.
Then
Then
make
they have to
stealth
still
roll
make
for each of
stealth checks, yeah. Stealth. Stealth. +7. Yikes, I forget how much she has. And where's the little? There he is. Stealth +1.
Oh.
You rolled with disadvantage on.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh wait.
But his initial roll was 7, so
What do you mean he had disadvantage?
if you have the red dot, his sheet.
Oh,
is...
you know what? He has disadvantage because of his armor.
Oh, so yeah.
So,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yep. No, it rolled right. It rolled right because I'm like, I didn't have a disadvantage clicked. No, wait, he's in the heavy armor.
Well,
Never mind.
He didn't crit fail.
No, he did not crit fail, so he doesn't instantly fail. Let me see here. So it's 2 successes before. 3, 4 successes and 2 failures. So overall, yeah, you guys, a couple of you.
Me and Theobald failed, right?
Yes, Zena, you. Where did I get cut off?
You had just listed these successful versus fail stealth checks, and we're just about to say what happened.
All right.
You got 2.5 words in and nothing.
That was weird. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. That was not that was not a normal pause. That was like internet literally cut out. Even Discord was out.
Well, it never showed you as being gone, so.
Weird. It was definitely loading on my end. Anyway.
What's the stream look like?
Although, yeah, I should double check just to make sure it's still live. Refresh.
Yeah, we're also missing an Ozzy at this point. He went to go get a drink.
Oh. That's running. Even if the stream did crash for some reason, I still got that pause thing, so it's not like it broke the episode. At least not yet.
Okay.
It would have to break for like more than half a minute, and then then it might actually make 2 videos. But no, if at the worst, it might have just hit a pause.
Okay, yeah, I'm still hosting. Just making sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. It just must have knocked out all the stuff that was like high maintenance or something. I don't know. I think the web browser noticed, and I think Discord noticed, and that was about it. Just like those 2 in particular just seemed to notice I was gone. Like a night or 2 ago, I had a weird blackout on the internet connection as well.
I'm back!
Okay, that's what we're waiting for.
Alright. So as I was saying before, the internet decided to completely chokeslam itself into the floor.
Oh, yeah.
God, what a choke slam!
Rest in peace.
Rest in bees.
Not the bees. So
You're talking about me almost fucking up.
Yeah, you almost fall over, but you get caught and saved. Theobald almost takes a tumble while trying to crouch down, and Geralt grabs him from behind and uprights him again before he can crash with a bunch of dinner plates attached to him. And you continue to otherwise go without any further impediment. And as you're kind of coming around, you do see the pathway, the footsteps start to arch back towards the road, and that's when you clearly see the stones and a little bit of trees. And then as you continue to sneak a little bit closer, you do see like one or two guys around one particular stone. The slavers you had met on your way up here were in red outfits with, I believe, more of a metallic, normal metal look to them. These guys seem to be dressed in all red and black.
So different flavors.
Meanwhile, two boxes are slowly sneaking up on them.
I just picture a bush with 12 tiny little feet out of it.
I'm just picturing when I almost tripped that like Giselle caught me.
As the bush moves, it's the Flintstones tippy toe noise.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, with Flintstone's logic, you see Thelona move from a tree. She's much wider than the tree, no matter which way she turns, but somehow she manages to fit perfectly behind it.
She fits perfectly behind it until she peeks out.
Then she suddenly leaps out and yells, "Slavers, my pebbles!"
No. Like I said, if I can do it, I'm frickin' Assassin's Creeding this one.
Alright. So you see the two guys. Yeah, you can tell just by the slight change in clothing that these are apparently not the same group.
What colors? Yeah.
So what's your plan? They're like you're basically like I would say you're probably roughly about 30-40 feet away from them, and they haven't noticed you yet.
How many of them are there?
You only see the two at the moment. Do you want to stop and have a further look, or do you just sneak up on these two?
I'm continuing sneaking towards them.
I'm gonna pull out my spyglass and look.
I actually had a question, Matt.
That's not what I wanted to do.
I don't know if you heard it. These guys look at all like the spider cultists from earlier.
The
I
spider
didn't fucking
cultists from like the beginning? No, these look like they're more Hyborian slavers.
Oh, okay.
Just a different group by the look of them. Yeah, Alcina doesn't see anything. Just kind of stand up quietly for a moment, look around, and just go, nope. You're almost startled by a tree for a second, and go, oh, it's just a tree, and slowly kneel back down and start sneaking again.
I am sneaking right up to one of these guys, so I can basically do a surprise strike on them.
Alright, so you're basically going to just a surprise attack them from behind. I will definitely be, you'll get advantage for at least hitting them.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can really give you anything else.
I had a thought. Can I sneak up on the other one? She's sneaking up on one. Can I sneak up on one of the other ones and throw a net on him?
Sure.
I don't know why. I just thought it'd be funny to use one of their own weapons against them.
No, that'd be a waste of a spell. Never mind.
Alright. You wanted that now, Matt?
Yeah, do it now and see how it goes.
Yeah. I assume we do this at the same... Fuck. I assume we're doing this at the same time. We'd probably time it. Well, you had advantage on. Was that supposed to?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
He's
Told me I had
getting
advantage.
advantage because they don't notice you yet.
Okay, so...
Advantage to hit. Oh, wow. Okay.
Thelona just freaking crit one of the ones she was attacking.
Okay. Did that do... Yeah, it did all the crit damage, correct?
Yeah.
It's just that
I
the
think
second one rolled
That's
really
what the
low.
6 is.
Yeah, I rolled, I rolled low.
Okay, so +6.
23.
23. Yep. So you land the blow into one guy, hit with a solid crunch and a yelp of pain as he suddenly hit. And just as the other guy is turning to see what's going on, suddenly he has a net over his head. He's about to go, what the? Hey, what the hell?
I thought only we had these.
Hit by net restraint until it's free. The net has no effect on creatures that are formless. Need to make a DC strength check of 10 in order to free itself, or deal 5 slashing damage to cut through. All right, so yeah, you catch these two off unawares, and
actually, the slashing damage has to be dealt by someone else. They can't do it themselves.
I'm gonna make it a joke.
dealing
about,
5 slashing
I only have
damage
a
to
dagger.
net.
Also frees the creature without harming it, but I think that's implying someone else has to do it.
I've not seen it say either way on that actually,
'Cause
but
if it says
however, I would say it would require, as a decent aside rule, I would say if they're going to try and free themselves by cutting out, they would have to roll something to arm themselves, because they're technically in a tangling net.
Because the way it says freeze the creature, like it would say freeze themselves. It was referring to the person that's trapped in it, I think. I don't know. Well, it goes out of the way to mention without harming it. They would assume that somebody else is hitting it. Because you obviously wouldn't harm yourself if you were hitting the net. I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly, I could take it either way, but I would say that the person on the inside still has to struggle to arm themselves again. Just saying. It's not going to be a perfect run for them. So I'm going to say none of them died, and both of them start making commotion as you hit them. So I guess the thing I have to decide now is how do we go about this?
Was anybody else making surprise attack, or just us two?
I think it's just you two, unless Garoff does something.
I think it'd be too hard for multiple people to rush up to two people unnoticed to attack them.
And the surprise round would be over, and it would be initiative, I would think.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But also the other thing is I think the noise they're making would make grab others' attention, wouldn't it?
Depending on their
how
passive
close-
perceptions.
Or how close they are.
Yeah.
So actually, yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to redo the map here slightly.
Because we're right in one thing's face. Take us to the map, Matt. Take us to the map.
Need to re-hide a bunch of things. Dang it all. Actually, are they hiding? They're hiding the controls for the map again. Oh, you know what? I bet it's because I was disconnected for a while.
Might be. You might need to log out of Roll20 and log back in.
Need to
Or
refresh,
the
yeah.
page, yeah.
Speaking thereof, I can also stop this. And start that up. Too quiet. Come on. Why are you fighting with me? There we go. Alright. Controls are back? No, they still aren't back. What the hell?
You might need to log out and back in. You just refreshed last time, right?
Yeah, but it's the bar. Like, why would it hide stuff on the bar?
I saw the turn order come up.
That's because
Yeah.
I clicked on it. I'm trying to figure out why it's not showing up. Because I've never had anything that required me to log out before.
Disconnecting does weird things.
Well, I'm going to have to put this up for a minute because I'm not going to risk it. Um,
Might want to kill the music before you do it too.
I've already closed the tab. I'm trying to get this done as quickly as possible. I don't have time. I'm trying to recover as quickly as possible. I think it loaded up perfectly fine last time anyways, for me at least. How's it going? There. And it's still not... what the hell?
What's missing?
The thing that's supposed to allow me to hide and show things on the map.
Do you have Fog of War enabled
Yes.
for the map?
Otherwise, what have I been doing with the map? You know what? Enable it. Unenable it. And re-enable it. Because it's being stupid. It's still not showing up. Wait. I think I just saw it for a minute there. There we go. Jeez.
Just slow.
No, it's like it's popping up with the ruler for some reason.
They might have moved it for some dumb reason.
No, wait. No, it's acting like it's supposed to, but it's not. Still not working. It's still being the ruler. Wait, okay. Wait, what? Oh no, it's an option for the ruler to be hidden or show to others. Never mind. No, it's still not working. What the hell, game?
Let me go check something real quick. I'm gonna hop into mine and see if they changed something, see if I can figure out what it is.
No, there's like a little tiny tab in between the ruler and the clock, but it's not clickable, but you can run your mouse over and it'll highlight slightly. For whatever reason, it's like the tab collapsing on itself and it won't come back.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It sounds like maybe your session is just bonked or borked right now for some reason. I don't see anything like that being an issue on mine. Fuck.
Sign out all the way. Sign back in again.
I know there was something that happened one time where literally some function just stopped working for like the rest of the session we were playing once. I can't remember what it was though.
If I have to, I'm just going to make a giant black square block and just block everything else out because it's being a pain in my ass right now. It's still not coming back. You know what? No, I'm going to wait for it to load. The map hasn't actually loaded yet. Nope, still isn't loaded. Okay. I need to, like, load up something, anything for free that I don't have to worry about spending stuff on. You know what? How about I just use a world map or something, then block off the rest of it? Yeah, I'm just going to use a world map and block off the rest of the map because it's being ridiculous and unreasonable. Stop and start the music again for the 5th time. Alright, over that. And actually, I need to move you guys up here. Not seeing it. There it is. And okay, yeah, that should cover enough of it for right now. So, yeah. So I'm gonna club that one. Xena, I assume you threw the net from a distance and got the guy?
Well, I mean, I couldn't have been too far away because it doesn't have a long range.
Well, it's like 10 feet or so.
Yeah.
Are we on the map?
You
No.
are. I'm not dragged you over to the map yet. I'm trying to position. How close to the rest do you want to be? Well, I guess, yeah. How close do you want Valena to, or not Valena? Yeah. Yeah, Valena, how close do you want to be to all this?
She'll be hanging back and watching in case something happens.
Alright, I'll put you as far back as I can on the map. I'm going to say Gareth is going to be right here. He was just a little bit too late to come in and react. Same with Giselle and Theobald close behind. And now I will bring you over to what you can see of the map currently. You might have to, again, reposition depending on where you're at. I blocked out everything else that isn't necessary yet with the maps. So you're in the upper right-hand corner right now.
Right.
Yep, I got it.
And as you netted one and hit the other one, you do see a guy, Theobald and Gareth probably just noticed the guy turning around off to the other side that you didn't see while moving in. And everyone does initiative.
Wait, what? When did I close my character sheet?
Where did my character sheet go?
Yeah, click my. No, I did not.
Initiative is based off of Dex, correct?
Right.
Right.
These guys get +1.
Oh.
This guy doesn't know right away, so he's not going to be part of the first turn. He's the one that's going to be surprised this turn. So these guys first. And descending. Alright, Xena, you get to go first. You just netted a guy. Thelona just clubbed another guy, and you're just starting to hear the commotion of someone possibly realizing you're here off further than that.
Do I notice this guy though?
Yeah, that's commotion you're hearing.
You might want to put a netted symbol on this guy.
Oh, true.
And I believe there is actually a netted symbol.
Is there? Let's look. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
For
Well,
once, the symbols actually are worthwhile, yeah.
Since he might not actually be able to do anything right now, anyhow, because I threw a net on him, I'll move up and great sword twice this asshole.
All right.
I get 2 attacks.
I never did get my second attack, but oh well.
Oh, well, since
I
you
was-
brought it
I
up,
was
it's still not time, so go ahead and take your second attack right away.
Because this may change what you're doing if I actually kill this guy.
Right.
14 damage, and I believe his armor, yeah, you got past his armor, just barely. Another negative 14. He is hurting, but he is not down.
So go, kill, steal.
Coup de grace. Probably missed.
Yep.
Oh
You
yeah,
said-
I know why my character. I know why my character sheet's closed because I freaking left and came back. Oh god! Oh god!
Oh,
Oh
God.
god!
Went from bad to worse. This guy just got smacked twice in the 3 times in the back of the head, and all of a sudden you come. Actually, no, twice. That's right. The extra roll was
Yeah,
for
I haven't
crit
gone
damage.
into rage yet.
The guy gets smacked around twice from behind, and all of a sudden you come in, and he's just like, ah!
Oh, another great sword! Ah! Ah!
Just wildly trying to dodge you as you swing at him. Gerof's turn.
I'm tempted to have you roll one more to hit and see if you hit me instead.
No.
Two hit of one. Now hit to see if you hit the Loda. Oh, look, a 20, an actual 20. Poof!
happened
It's the
before.
barbarian. Oh, I'm aware it's probably happened before. The law of averages, it had to have happened once. Geralt kind of wants to fight these two, but is seeing that this guy is starting to make a commotion, is going to race after him. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
He's a fucking barbarian. He has a 40 movement. He could get there.
Just making sure.
He could
Actually,
get there.
actually, matter of fact, he's going to move to one side of this rock just to make sure that Theobald has room to get in too. And smash. Can't rage on the first turn because he hasn't hit anything yet.
Whereas Thelona can't rage because she hasn't been hit.
I think. Do you have to be hit or hit something before you can rage?
No, that's just Thelona's personal thing.
That's to continue the rage. You can't continue if you go too long without initiating combat or being attacked. Your rage ends automatically.
Yeah.
I thought it is you can will it to end. I thought you could decide to keep going.
You can will it to end, but if you're not in active combat for I think like more than one turn, it automatically ends.
Yeah. You either need
I
to
thought
hit
that was an
something
at-will,
or
not
something.
a forced thing, but okay. I'll have to double check that. Anyway, yeah, he's gonna see there's this commotion, sees this guy, and actually instead of waiting for it, he goes immediately into a rage. Oh, like the rage. And just goes running after him, pulls out this. Actually, he's gonna pull out the maul. It's a normal human. He's gonna smash this guy's skull in.
Okay, Matt, by the way, just to let you know, your rage lasts for 1 minute. It ends early if you are knocked unconscious or if your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn or taken damage since then. You can also end your rage on your turn as a bonus action.
Okay, you can just end it anytime as a bonus. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I rolled normal instead of advantage because he's raging. He gets advantage.
No, that's if you're reckless attacking.
Oh, that's right. If he's reckless, yeah, he'd be recklessly. Ugh, misses both of them.
Yeah, but he gets a second attack.
Oh, true. That's right. I keep forgetting that he's got second attack. So
now
let's
turn
actually...
your advantage on before that, so you don't have to roll twice.
There we go. Cracks him across the head for maximum damage. Dude, where's your stats? There we go.
Dude, where's my stats?
Just a big, heavy thunk. Ah! These guys are not getting hit quietly. Alright, the one that's been getting clubbed that turns back around to the barbarian that's been hitting him from behind and tries to slash at her. Double checking what he's got here. He has got multiple attacks, and his attack is with a short sword. Right. So, yeah, okay. One d20. That's 5 roll. That's 17 hit.
Nope.
And 14 obviously doesn't hit. So yeah, you just club this guy twice from behind. He turns around and tries to slice at you, and both times you just parry the first one, and then the second one he just whiffs. He's just trying to make you back up in a panic.
He's got to be about crapping his huggies right now.
Giselle. You know what? Let's just go for a shot between the two ladies on the first guy. And because he's busy, she gets a sneak attack if she hits.
Kill stealer.
Does not hit. Does she get a second attack? I don't think she does. Does she? I
I
forget when
don't
they
know.
get a second attack. Armor defense, evasion. Yeah, I don't think they get a second. Oh. No, never mind. That's something else. Has hands, uncanny dodge.
Is she?
No, I don't think she gets a second attack. Not till later. I think they get them at some point, but not right away. I'd have to look into that again.
Might depend on the archetype.
That's a possibility too. Might depend on the type of rogue. But she takes her shot and misses. Alright, the netted guy. I'm going to have him... He's going to try and release himself, but he's going to have to struggle for it. I'm going to give him a strength check to try and get out. Or try to equip himself. It's going to take his entire turn just to equip himself because he's struggling with the net. If he does even succeed. Let's see here. He gets a. I'm going to say, yeah, he only gets a +3 for this and 1 try for it. No. You see this guy in the net struggling, but he can't quite get his sword out. He's getting tangled even further. Felona. Actually, yeah, Felona.
All right.
We did a double
Got
check for a
this
moment.
guy right in front of me.
Mm-hmm. He just took 2 swings at you.
Mm-hmm. And failed both times. I am going reckless. So that means I'm going with advantage now.
Mm-hmm. The second one does not hit, but the first one does. You crack him over the head for another 10 damage. You smack him again, and this one kind of cuts him right on the helmet, and you actually almost split the helmet, and you also see a little trickle of blood coming down his forehead.
All right.
Valena, your turn.
Attack the one Valona attacked.
All right.
Told the dead because I have a feeling this fight's gonna get busier.
DC 16 0. Wait, is that supposed to be right?
That shouldn't be right.
I was gonna say, there's no way that you only did 0 damage.
Okay.
He doesn't have it set up to show the damage properly.
He's already damaged, so it's D12.
Yeah, but you've always had to roll if. But he has to roll to see if he saves first.
Oh, right.
Okay, yeah, so he takes 5 damage if he doesn't succeed. So DC 16 for which stat?
Wisdom, I believe.
Yes.
Wisdom. Okay, so he's got a +2 to that.
Oh, jeez.
Roll.
Nope.
Nope. So he takes the full 5 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So the same one that everyone else has been hitting.
Yeah.
Yep.
A yelp of pain, but he's still up. Wasn't a huge amount of damage.
Actually, you roll another d12. What level are you?
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I probably do roll another D12.
We haven't hit 11th level, but at 5th level, yeah, it's 2d8 or 2d12.
Okay, 8 damage.
Alright, additional 3. He's looking pretty bad, actually. You see this hit him, and he just... You even see him cough up a little bit of blood from the damage he just took. Theobald really wants to help Geralt, but at the same time, he definitely thinks that this guy is on the verge of being finished, and he's going to try and race in here quick and try and finish this off, because this guy's taking too long already. He's making a lot of commotion with all the fighting. Alright. Theobald. Gonna go for the versatile hit. Nice. Does he have a second attack? I don't think so. Unarmored defense. Channel divinity. Nope, he does not have a second hit. Now all classes get a second hit to hit. Alright, 7 damage, and this guy's looking miserable.
That's a trade-off for being a proper spellcaster. You don't get.
A proper spellcaster, at least of some degree, yes.
Now you need to actually roll for the other guy's initiative.
Yes, I do. So as you hit the top of the turn, this guy gets initiative. And as he is about to finally join in the conflict, you also do hear other voices from around you. One of which you immediately actually turn and are able to see in this direction. As a guy is poking his head out from around a tree.
Oh no, it's Iron Thong Man!
Alright. Oh, did I close
Hey,
that
Mitch,
by accident?
you all right there, Mitch? Oh, crap.
Mitchie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Mitchie?
Hey guys, are you? Oh shit!
Yeah.
Guys, what happened? We're supposed to be doing the ambushing. Come on, guys.
Guys, why'd you leave the tracks behind?
Oh god, the other guy rolled a 5?
Rolled a 5 for his turn, which means that he rolled a 6 in general, yeah. Or actually, was that... No, yeah, how did he get that? Oh, he rolled a 4 plus 1, yeah. So yeah, he's at the bottom of the turn.
He's kind of in like, oh no.
I really am the last one to fight. Looks to get off. Hi! Murder you. Please don't. Alright. So, Azina.
Oh man, I just had a really nasty thought about when I'm able to actually be a battle caster, but I can't do it yet because I'm not high enough level. I'm gonna. What kind of weapons are these guys holding?
Short swords.
Yeah, the majority of them are wielding short swords. You do see a light crossbow on their backs, but they're going to the short swords because they're more skilled with that. I will say, however, if you look behind you to the guy behind the tree, you do see him wielding a great axe.
So the one Garoth is fighting, I'm going to cast heat metal on his weapon.
Alright.
You're not going to finish off the one in front of you?
You got a good point there. Never mind. I'm using it on that one.
Oh, so you're going to try and heat up his weapon and damage him immediately?
Yeah.
Constitution 14. What is their constitution like? Their constitution, is a +2.
He's gonna take the damage no matter what.
Half or not half.
No, the save determines whether or not he drops the weapon.
Oh. So he still takes the damage?
Yeah.
He doesn't drop the weapon anyway. So you're immediately the sword goes red hot in his hands. He looks at his hand, and just as he's about to try and drop it, you just see his hand fuse to it, and as he just and you just see the fire immediately leap up his arm right into his face and just starts burning on the spot as he falls over.
Oh God.
You killed him. You heated his weapon to death.
Move my Blanus standards.
I don't know why I'm so amused by the mental image of what Matt just described. I'm sorry.
Anyway, that was your action. You still have a move if you wish to take it.
Yeah, you're right. I'll move here. Since there is a guy about to come from that way, won't make it easier for him to get to the weaker characters.
All right. Garroth's turn. Clubby clubby. And still using man, my brain cannot remember names of things. Reckless attack. So you can still have advantage. Maul. Maul.
Well, the bottom one will hit. Don't know about the top one.
Top one just missed. So yeah, he hits him on he misses the first swing. The guy's just like, immediately he just goes for like a uppercut swing with the maul, catches him in the chin and makes him stumble back a little bit as he takes some damage. Whap! Oh. All right, Giselle's turn. She's also going to walk up.
Like to be able to hit that one with range, but
Giselle's going to walk over here just to help keep the line with Xena, but also she is going to. I'm trying to think. It's like I remember it's like a obscene amount of range she can shoot for.
Yeah, I was thinking more along the lines of the other one.
The one that's approaching, or going to approach soon.
Yeah, the one I can't get to even on a full double move. I checked.
Oh gosh, that's 65. 70, 75. Yeah, 75 feet away. How long does the bow go for?
What kind of bow is she using?
She is currently using a +1 short bow.
Because I only have a long bow.
Can use a weapon that has ammunition properly.
80 without disadvantage, 320 with disadvantage.
Okay, so yeah, it's just within her normal range of attack. So she can just barely shoot him. She goes first shot. Not gonna get a.
No, it's barely in her not shoot at disadvantage, so.
Yeah, she's not gonna get a sneak attack on this, but she can at least get a shot in.
Not with that roll.
Yoink. He just blinks and looks back at her. Hey!
Picturing him doing the Fonz thing.
That's a -1 to arrows, because that just flew off into nowhere. Okay. Giselle
She
missed.
shoots the bow and a freaking buzzard drops out of the sky. Oops.
Plunk.
Oh, at least we're having legs tonight.
The guy in the net is going to struggle again. Struggle. +3. Can he get his sword out this time?
No.
That's still a nope. He's maybe got a little bit of the blade out, but he just keeps getting caught in the net.
It's like, I hate you. I hate your nut. I hate everything.
No wonder the slaves hate these things.
I had a horrible idea.
Oh.
Oh, my next turn. I should just throw my bag of caltrops on him so that if he gets free and tries to move, he'll step on the caltrops.
Why is every moment of this fight pain for me? Thelona, your turn.
Looks at the dead guy. Looks at the guy in the net. Looks at the guy fighting Garroth. Yells and charges. That's well within my move.
Yep.
I am still in reckless.
Reckless smash. Alright, alright. Second one you missed.
Jesus, what is wrong with my follow-up swings?
Don't you get 3 attacks when you're raging?
Yeah, I'm not raging.
Oh.
I have not been hit.
But the first one hits, and that's a negative 15. You smashed him against the rocks through a gut hit with your sword, and he's just like, ah! And it seems like Geralt has already, despite missing half his attacks with him, has also managed to will this guy down a bit, and he's looking worse for wear already. Alright. Theobald kind of looks at you two and just goes, alright, they got this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Everybody's just ignoring the jackass in the net.
No need to worry about him. He can't even free his sword right now.
Oh yeah, this guy's in the Barbarian cider press right here.
We're talking about the other guy in the net.
I know, but I mean, this
Poor
guy's in the
sucker.
Barbarian cider press. That
Whoa.
guy can't get out of a net. He's pretty much, until he's out of that, he's 0 threat. So.
He and Geralt and Theobald's actually going to put away the sword really quick and go for the sling and see if he can make a shot. How much you want to bet he actually hits? Oh my god.
God, he hits for like no damage. I'll be right back.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Wait, is he actually? Wait.
Ping!
Hold on. Is he close? But that's more than 30 feet away,
Oh,
isn't it?
oh yeah, that's...
He
Actually,
could.
that
He can roll, but he'd have to roll at disadvantage.
Yeah, they have to roll disadvantage. Roll again then. I completely forgot to double check how long a sling can go for.
It should have been a 1 die 20 plus 4. So just roll 1 die 20 plus 4 to see if he actually hits. Nope.
Nope. Whoosh, 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 whoosh.
See another
The
vulture
guy
come out of
peeks
the
up from
sky.
behind the tree again. You're all just rude.
See another bird just fall out of the sky and just land.
You hear a pigeon coo before suddenly and a puff of feathers.
The god no.
Okay, Valena, is your turn. You see you peek around the rocks to see the barbarians fighting one guy, another guy who's uselessly tied up in a net and struggling with his weapon,
Yeah,
and you
I
keep
know,
hearing another
I'm
guy
way
shouting
after.
shouting curses for having weapons lobbed his direction.
Toll the dead on this guy.
Which guy?
Barbarian, the guy the barbarian's on.
Okay, told the dead. It's a Constitution roll, I believe, or
Yep.
no, was it a Wisdom?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah, it's wisdom.
So, let me see that hit, and I'll double check his Wisdom check.
Oof.
Oh, that's the to hit. Oh no, that's the damage. Right. I know what. I'll scroll back
It's
up.
a 16 saving throw.
16.
Yeah, 16. Yep.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my god! What the hell? Where did that come from?
He freaking critted the roll, dude.
I know. It's like that's rare.
The enemy crits. So
It's
does surviving the roll mean that he doesn't get anything happening to him?
Doesn't take any damage.
No damage. Nothing happens.
You see him flinch for a moment, like, what the hell? And kind
Because-
of look your way before also having to look right back at the barbarian going, oh!
Because basically the way because cantrips you have unlimited uses of them, they decide that basically it's either a to hit attack or it's a saving throw spell where the save means they don't get hit. It's
Yeah.
just determining whose role is going to determine whether or not they actually get hit.
All right. Does he hit either time?
There is a way around it, but that
19.
involves feats.
19. Does he hit Geralt? Because Geralt's been hitting him first. That's why he decided to go with Geralt. Oh, he actually does hit him that one time.
For half damage.
Well, that's right. He's getting only half damage, so he better roll good. 1d6 plus 3. Um, 1d6 plus 3, so 6, 7, half a 7. So that'd be
What?
3, or would it be 4? I think it would be against players. It'd be a 4. The slaver is trying to hit Geralt.
It's always round to screw the attacker.
Oh, screw the attacker, not the...
Yeah.
Okay, so it'd only be a 3, so he'd be back up to a 98. Because of Geralt's particular version of raging, which, by the way, every time he does it now, you see yellow eyes on him. He takes half damage from those kind of attacks now. So, there, that's a thing.
He takes half damage from like everything except psychic.
Yep. Half damage from everything but psychic. Alright,
No.
top of the round.
Now, obviously, the thing I can't actually do this, but one thing I was thinking about earlier was, when I become a battlecaster, I can cast spells as a battle action. And I realized or as a bonus action, I realized how OP it would be to use Dimension Door as a bonus action. I can't do that yet, but just you basically teleport up to someone and whack them. It's like that'd be ridiculous.
Oh, wow, okay.
You like have an instant transmission from Dragon Ball.
Jeez.
I have a
Alright,
question.
so now the rest of the map gets revealed. At this point, there's been enough commotion that everyone on the other side of the road now knows that there's something obviously going on, and they're starting to make a move to come after you guys.
But they are miles away.
Oh yeah, it's going to take them a while. So I have to write all their initiatives in because it's going to take them a while just to get over there. Initiative +0, submit. We see initiative +1, submit. Some of these guys are rolling a little bit better than others.
Always remember. Darn, a couple of them actually rolled good.
Yup, a couple of them are getting higher up, but it's going to take them a while to get into combat now. They're completely thrown off because they were planning to pincer maneuver you guys as soon as you got far enough into the road, but now all of a sudden it's happening all the way at the other end of the road, off in the cover, and they're just like, oh shit.
They're like, oh shit, they're using our plan against us.
They split the party! Damn it! We're never supposed to split the party!
What does this say about slavers? They should know better.
Alright, Xena, your turn.
We'll come down the road. We'll get them from the rocks. Tap,
Oh,
tap.
I had a
Bye.
nasty idea. Let's see. Tap to center. I'm going to move here, and then I'm going to cast greater invisibility on myself.
Oh. Creature you touch become you or a creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends. Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it's on the target's person. That's the greater invisibility, which allows you to attack and still stay invisible, correct?
Yes. So they can't see where I am, and I can, like, a minute's like what, 10 turns?
God, something crazy like that, yeah.
Yeah, 10 turns. Because each
Yeah, so-
round is 6 seconds.
So I'm going to be invisible for 10 turns, and this guy's gonna this guy probably saw me walking towards him, and it's probably like, wait, where did he go? What? How can be? I put a mark on my token.
Yeah, I
Well,
tried to
in the
attend the
face.
chat so I can count down as every time we hit your turn. Alright, so you've gone invisible and you're just gonna wait there then.
Yep, I moved up as far as I can, and I turned invisible. I was gonna throw a dagger, but he's too far away, and I realized, you know what? Let's just fuck with this guy. Also, wouldn't that mean I also had advantage when I'm attacking if they don't know I'm there?
It's an advantage to hit, yeah, if they don't know you're there and you surprise attack them from invisibility. Get her off. Still raging. Still reckless. Still smashing somebody's face in with a maul.
Finally,
I only heard one. No, I guess both of them must have gone through. Oh wow. I clicked 3 times instead of the twice, but okay. 17, 18 damage, counting the first 2. The third one was an accident. I don't know how that happened. 18 damage. Yeah, you see him just poof. Oh, ah! He's up, but he is immediately hating life. he looks to be on the verge of bleeding out. All right, first guy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Next guy. Which one is this one? Is it? Yeah, that one.
it's
5,
this one.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yoink.
Then the guy that we can't hit with a ranged attack for shit.
Yeah, he saw you go invisible, so he's still weirded out, but he's gonna still make a move for it. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. Still not quite within melee range of you yet. I'll check. What has he got for gear again? Right, he can possibly do that. Yeah, I think he only gets a +1 to that. Unless actually, no, that'd be a +3 actually. It's not his best weapon, but he'll take a stab at it. Seeing that Theobald's in the way, he actually pulls out his javelin and takes a toss. Ping!
Nope.
Theobald just literally just puffs out his chest and watches the javelin bounces off and flies in another direction. Literally the physical embodiment of I block it with my body.
All right, Giselle, care to hit another vulture?
I'll
You know-
harm you.
You know, I will say that I think you set this one up better than the last one because at least I'm not able to stinking cloud the whole enemy out of the fight.
Right.
As fun as that was.
By the way, how do you like the map?
Looks
Yeah, it
pretty
looks
good.
kind of
I've been using a digital program that I can do landscape stuff in, and you can actually turn the camera upside down so you can look down. It's the same one I used for the castle, although it's a little more makeshifty with the castle.
the one Aaron
If
suggested.
if you could darken the grid lines on it, that would have been good.
Actually, there's technically no grid lines on it except for what's already built into the
Yeah, I know. I thought there
Roll20
was a
map.
way of I thought there was a way of turning the Roll20 map grid lines black.
You can
I would
change
have to
the
look into
color
that.
on it, but
It's too
It's
much
not-
work.
it's not readily apparent if you're not used to using it.
Yeah, I would have to look into it in Battle of Roll20 to figure out what it's doing.
Okay.
Woohoo! Who'd she
Twang.
shoot?
She shot the guy that came out from around the tree. Oh! I immediately regret this!
I shouldn't have taunted them every time they missed.
Ha 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 ha!
Oh.
Message to you, sir!
Oh, this is what it feels like. The sport vultures.
And this guy is now officially played by Ed McMahon.
All right, that guy has moved a little ways and is almost into the road. This guy still struggling with that net. Roll. Oh my god, he finally gets his sword out after 3 rounds of struggling with the net. he takes the entire turn just to finally get the weapon ready, but he can actually try to attack the net next round.
Yeah, there's going to be a problem with that.
Thelona,
All right.
this man before you is just about fucking dead.
This man is about to die. He has chosen the method of his death by severe sword pain.
Red Slaver is about to die.
Red Slaver needs food badly.
I'm not sure you needed to do the second one.
No.
No.
No, there's no need for that second one. This is just a massacre. You just pull out your great sword and just cleave into him the first hit. The second hit comes back across and you just swipe his head off before he can even cry out in his death rattle and falls over limply and sprays red everywhere.
So he's a corpse.
Oh yeah.
Corpse and a half.
And I see the barbarian measuring where she's about to go.
Yep. That's 40 feet. That's the distance I can move. So even though this guy's not a threat yet,
He's already got a barbarian eyeing him up and he's just like, oh no.
You know what I realized would be really fucked up? I'm invisible. It'd be really messed up to use vicious mockery on him while he can't see me.
oh. So basically, while invisible, you basically just John Cena him. Got it.
I
All
like
right.
to picture the guy with the sword that pulls it out, and then finally gets it out and sees floating around. He slowly puts his sword back in his sheath.
Slowly puts his sword back in his sheath and immediately raises his hands.
Right. So
We made a new traveling
done.
partner. Don't piss us off or we'll blacken both your eyes. All right,
crap. I
Valena,
killed
your
Charlie.
turn.
So Valena's gonna do a Toll the Dead on the guy in the net. Since he's not damaged yet, it's gonna be 2d.
2d8.
Yep.
Yeah.
2d8 damage, and he has to roll 16 for
Yeah.
wisdom.
Right.
All right, double checking what his stats were. Okay. Has to roll 16 for wisdom, and he gets only a +2.
Whoops! Oops.
Rolls a natural 19.
I'm starting to have flashbacks to that one character who couldn't do anything with sapping sting.
Now that's a full negation.
Yeah. Total Dead only works as if they fail. It's a cantrip.
Yeah, because
Oh yeah, it's a cantrip. Okay. You must have discussed that while I was in the bathroom.
Theobald. Once again, he looks at the guy in the net and is like, I'm not worried about you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He runs, the Theobald comes running up to this guy. He looks him square in the eyes. And first time for all of you, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I did this for him now. Yes, I believe so. Yep, there it is. Suddenly, you see him just go wild and start screaming in the guy's face before he pulls back his sword and starts chopping at him.
Okay.
He goes into a rage.
Oh my god, you gave him a level in Barbarian?
And he is going to go reckless. I believe he can go reckless, right? Got rage. No, he does not have reckless yet. So he gets a +2 to the damage, though.
I'm so happy I had to go. I'm so happy I had to get a snack to celebrate.
+2 to damage, and he takes only half damage if they hit him.
Yep. So Lantern Sword, whap. That hits.
So 12.
So 12 damage to this guy. He just sees this heavily armored guy walking up to him. He's about to defend himself, and then all of a sudden the guy just starts screaming in his face. He's like, "What the fuck?" Azina, your turn.
Oops, that's further than
Mind you, you were just ground zero to see your cleric rage and smack a bitch.
Yep. So I get advantage on both attacks since he doesn't know I'm here because I get double attack.
Yeah, he can't see you and he can't find you. You get advantage to hit. Technically, because you get advantage anyways because the cleric's keeping him busy.
I just walk up behind him, and as I'm about to attack him, I go, "You look like you've seen a ghost."
Ow!
Ooh. 13, 24 damage. The guy about half turns goes, "What?" This guy's got more hit points to him, but you can already see he's kind of going in a bad way already. He got shot with an arrow, got smited in the face by a cleric, and now he's being stabbed in the back by some invisible person.
Man, I was left behind by my friends, got shot, got sent back. This is the worst day ever.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Geralt can't go any further, but he's looking at this guy next to him and just immediately goes. Actually, here's the thing. If he tries to hit the guy, would he also technically cut the net at the same time?
Well, if he's hitting him with the hammer, a hammer can't cut a net.
Oh, that's right. The hammer can't come out. It's not a slashing weapon. Never mind.
Yep.
He's probably
Blood.
like, "Oh, no fair."
It's like alternatively, Giselle could have shot him with arrows, and that wouldn't cut him out either.
It's hammer time.
So Geralt get an advantage because he's in a net.
Well, Geralt's getting an advantage because he's already reckless, so...
Right.
You can't get double advantage.
I wish there was double advantage, but no. Yeah, he gets
You
normal
can't get
advantage.
over advantage 1,000.
Womp womp maw. Dang it, the second one still missed? Yep. He hits him for 9 damage. The guy in the net yelps as he suddenly realizes he needs to get out of here in a hurry. The blunt weapons have come out.
The funny thing is I kind of just rolled a bard as a spur of the moment thing. I had no idea bards could be so nasty until I actually got into this campaign.
Oh yeah.
The bards are bastards.
Especially because I went with a Valor Bard, so I get good armor and weapons as well.
The guys are trying to struggle to run across the road. Actually, I just realized they could actually sprint for more.
Yeah, they can move their. They can
Yeah,
move
they
double.
can dash. But they can't do it more than one. But if they do it more than one turn in a row, they take exhaustion.
Yeah, this is them just struggling to get across the road in a hurry because they're now for sure here in combat. All right.
They've realized 2 of their friends are already down.
3.
Well, it's about to be 3. Only 2 of them are dead so far.
2 of them are dead, 1's in a net. It's not quite that the 3 of them are dead.
Gosh. This guy's... as much as he wants to worry about the invisible person, he wants to worry about the visible person that's already slicing him in front of him. So he is going to rage back.
Oh dear. I didn't expect that one.
Rage. Counter rage.
All of the rage.
I was suddenly thinking of that clip from ASDF where the two guys are yelling at each other, going, "Oh, oh."
22. Does he
Picturing,
hit
the
Theobald?
guy with his really nerdy voice on his and goes rage and starts having his manly macho voice. Hey guys,
Got him by 2. He just barely hits Theobald. He gets multi-attack, so yeah, he does get a second attack. 1d12 plus 2. With rage, that's a plus 4.
There, I put what I was talking about in the chat.
1d12 plus 4, 10, 12. Hits Theobald for 12 damage the first strike. And doesn't hit the second time. Alright, yeah, you see this guy suddenly start raging and takes swings at Theobald. His first one does hit Theobald as he takes a half step back, but the second swing arches too far and he easily ducks under it and it's coming back at him with an angry look.
So now we're going to be doing half damage to this guy.
Yep. Speaking of which, Giselle... the guy in the net's taken care of as far as she's concerned. She's going to take pot shots at the guy that the other two are fighting. Actually, does she need to move? I keep forgetting how rules of range go. I don't think she has to move to get past Theobald, does she?
No.
Okay. No. I'm thinking of more advanced versions like 3.5 and stuff.
Yeah, no, you can shoot straight through your allies and not have to worry about hitting them. And
no team damage.
I think in second edition you couldn't do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's definitely one version, if not multiple versions, you'd have to try and weasel around. Does she hit him? Oh yeah, he's only a 14 armor, so she hits this guy, and because of that, sneak attack.
So it would have been 21 damage, but he's raging, so it's only 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be 10 damage overall. That would have been really nice if it wasn't for the fact that he's raging, yeah. She still managed to hit him, and you still see him go sky. Because that was still a pretty hard hit, all considering. Meanwhile, back across the road, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This guy's just finally starting to come into view on the other guy that's in the net, and he's just like, what the hell? As he's seen this poor guy caught in another net. Speaking of which,
he's caught in the net and he sees a guy with a maul standing over him. It's just like, hi.
No, I just picture him looking at the guy in the net, and it's like, oh no, we've been ambushed by slavers ourselves.
More like he's like, what the hell happened to you? Also, he sees the head of the maul raise up. Bonk, bonk on the head. Oh no.
Who slaves? The slavers.
Okay, so what's he doing now?
Alright, Netboy wants to get out of here as quickly as possible, so he's going to try and slash the net and run for the hills. He already seen what's happened to the others. Okay, so he has to hit an AC of 10 and do at least 5 damage, and he has multiple attacks to try and do this. So yeah, it's a +3. Actually, no, it's a +3 for 5, yeah. +5 to his attempt to hit. Nope. And he hits it in the second try, but does he do 5 damage? 1d6 plus 3. He has one chance to do this and then run. +3 to this.
Oh yeah,
nope. Just shy. No, wait, no. He had to do 5 damage?
Yeah.
He had to do 5 damage. He just barely does it.
Well, no, because you had a +3. That would have been 9.
Yeah, he had to only take. He only had to deal 5 damage.
Yeah, he did way more than 5.
Yeah, he just barely cuts through, and he's running.
Yeah, so he's gonna prompt an attack of opportunity for both the barbarians.
Yep, both Hyborians get to hit. Bang, bang.
Because he can't do disengage because he used his action to cut through the net.
Mm-hmm. And get her off. Smite with them all.
Well, they
Both of them hit. 13, 17.
20. That'd be 20 damage to him.
Yep. 20 damage. He's still running. Unless one of you's got Sentinel.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Geralt does not have it either.
You might want to
Oh
remove
god,
that
the wizard's already
from-
cuckling distance.
Even if Elena doesn't stop him, he's not getting away.
Oh, actually, it's Thelona's turn.
Yes, it is. But Thelona's paying absolutely no attention to that and just kind of hit him reflexively. Because then you see Thelona suddenly do this. She suddenly rages, even though she has not been hit. Comes over here and will proceed to
Yeah, that's probably... Well, actually, he might survive because it was half damage.
14,
But
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 33, 37, down it by half.
so it'd be 18.
18. Let me see. You slice at him 3 times. Blood starts splatting all over the place by the time you're done. And this guy is looking shaky, but he's still alive. Just barely holding on.
I'm sorry that this fight has brought out my inner villain. You know how far Dimension Door can go?
Actually, I can look that up.
500 feet. That guy is not escaping.
Question.
Oh gosh. Okay. Thelona, just as you finish hitting this guy, just a second. Thelona, as you just finish hitting this guy, suddenly you hear panting and wheezing another guy who looks almost the same as him in gear come running up behind you with a great axe. But as he's huffing away, he can't actually hit you this turn and has to wait. All right, you were saying?
Okay, so is Dimension Door range or touch?
Dimension Door is I think it's you can only use it on yourself.
Oh, I'm gonna sink Garroff on the guy running.
You have Dimension Door?
Yes.
Yeah, the fact that it's 500 feet, I can easily teleport straight ahead of that guy. He won't even know I'm there because I'm still invisible.
Oh wait, let me check Dimension Door real quick because I think
Teleport yourself from your current location to another spot within range.
Yeah, you would have to move and then Dimension Door.
You can bring along objects as long as their weight does not exceed what you can carry. You can also bring one willing creature your size or smaller who is carrying gear up to its carrying capability.
God, so you could teleport Garroth.
Yeah, but you have to move to him first because he has to be right next to you, essentially, to Dimension Door with you.
Garroff, do you trust me for a good time?
Blood.
Yeah, you gotta remember he's raging. He might not actually consent to being teleported right now.
And she just waves her hand at her. It's like, whoa, you know what to say to a woman. And she Dimension Doors Garroff to the running away that guy.
You're gonna teleport in front of him, right? I'm assuming.
Pretty much.
Alright, so you're teleporting Dimension Door, how far does it go?
500
feet, jeez.
It goes further than the length of this map.
Of course, Dimension Door means that she has to go with him, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Vroom. as this guy comes to a screeching halt and looks up nervously at this giant barbarian.
He's just like, what the fuck?
He's like, oh, no fair, guys.
I just picture Geralt just going, we're already dead.
Vengeance
I
for
just picture him
Crom.
going. I picture him just going, running through me. It's like, I think I got away from it, and then you see a dimension door open, and he goes,
Oh no.
I shouldn't have said anything because now you ruined my fun.
Alright, that's your turn then. Theobald.
Still, I'd rather have the barbarian, and rather have the raging barbarian in basically what's melee with 4 people.
True.
Yeah, but they wouldn't know I was there if I did it.
Still raging smack. 13 more damage to the barbarian. I'm trying to think.
Actually-
Half of that would be 12.
6.
6.
So yeah, it's 6 damage. So it would actually be 5 damage, and then the additional 2, which actually would still be a 1. So yeah, it'd be 6 damage. He is barely alive. He is literally 1 hit point. If only Theobald had a second attack. When do barbarians get a second attack?
You see, you could make him a berserker barbarian when he hits next level, which basically gives him an extra attack. That's what Thelona is. That's why she gets 3 attacks.
Ugh.
Making the cleric a dirty hybrid of nastiness.
You don't get the damage resistance versus everything like Geralt has, but you still get damage resistance versus most basic damage.
Yeah, physical attacks. Regular physical attack.
Alright, his turn is done. He got to do a lot more damage, and this guy's almost dead. Azina, your turn.
Oh,
Pokemate.
that's on him.
You basically just
7
poke him and he instantly falls over. People just see something, a gush of blood from his back as you barely miss getting hit by it yourself, and he just falls over dead.
And then I move up to this guy and use my second attack.
And he doesn't have rage yet.
oh, dang.
Full on 16 damage. All of a sudden he's just like, ow! Ah! As he suddenly gets stabbed in the back by nothing. And that brings you down to 8 more turns of invisibility.
And now
For the
what we've been
hammering.
waiting for, Gallagher. Go.
Too bad you're not a watermelon.
Go get him, Gallery!
The rest of you slavers might want to stand back. You're in the splash zone.
Hope you're all wearing tarps. Smack. He's not dead, but he again is feeling it. As he yelps out in constant pain. As this barbarian suddenly teleported in front of him and is clobbering him yet again. How'd you get here? Ow! Oh gosh, yeah, this slaver's just like, what the heck? He's kind of looking between the group that's already fighting and then looks back at the barbarian who's fighting the guy who ran away. I'm gonna roll d10 for this guy. If he gets a 5 or below...
You're making a morale check.
Yeah, if he gets a 5, roll d10. If he gets a 5 below, he's gonna say, "Oh, to hell with it," and try and save this guy. If he gets a 6 and above, he's just gonna go, yeah, his choice to get caught. He rolls his eyes up like heck and comes racing in to fight the barbarian.
Dumbass.
Dude.
Big dumb.
Dumas.
This party now has 3 barbarians. That makes us a 50% barbarian team.
We've got 3 barbarians and a ghost.
Oh, spooky! I'm gonna stab you in the back.
Well, I even commented on that when I hit the one guy the first time. I just said, "You look like you've seen a ghost," because he just got whopped by Theobald.
13, 14. What was his armor again? 17? Yeah, that Geralt just meets a series of blade strikes and doesn't even flinch as none of them strike true. This guy also is going to do a same roll to see that he decides to abandon this guy to die or if he's going to get involved as well. And decides he's not worth trying to protect.
Oh, hell no.
30. He's going to move up here to try and help his buddy. He's very close by. Giselle, I've got an idea here. Let me double check something really quick. Did I... Oh god, this is dirty and wrong. Okay. Giselle's been taking all these pot shots and doesn't seem to be getting very much out of it. She becomes enraged, pulls back of the boat, and shouts as she lets the next bolt go. As she rages.
What?
5?
Oh, 4.
4. 4 out of 6.
I'm a raging barbarian. I can't do math.
Giselle would like to rage.
What the fuck?
Okay, so she gets a +2 damage. Yoink. She's shooting the... Oh, never mind. No bonuses to hit.
So much for, yeah, that moment of awesome. Yeah, it adds to strength, not to dex.
Nope. Well, I don't think it adds to the to hit anyways for melee weapons. Not in the base form, at least.
Yeah.
I'm starting
What
to
is going
trying
on?
to pull out another arrow.
When did I recruit so many barbarians?
This guy is sitting here. He kind of hears the commotion happening behind him, and is already too far, and he's just like, the heck with it.
3% more awesome.
10, 15, 20. Okay. Yeah, he's going to come up here because he's noticing her taking pot shots and is going to try and attack her. 20. Jeez, so 21 on 14.
He probably just saw an arrow fly past him at one of his allies.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's seen her taking pot shots and is like, nope, this needs to stop. Oh wow. Yeah, only the 21 hits. I believe it was a +2 damage to this. Only 7 damage. Actually,
That would be only 3 damage.
yeah, she only takes a little bit of damage. She takes even less damage, so just as well. You see her get stabbed, and immediately he's like, that didn't feel like it took as well as it should have. And you just see her glare daggers in his eyes, and he's just like, oh, shit. The running man makes for another run.
Oh shit, oh shit,
5,
oh shit, oh shit,
10,
oh shit.
15, 20,
Attack of opportunity,
25,
Geralt.
30. Geralt
I think
and
that's
Valena get attack of opportunity this time.
What would it mean? She was a reaction for anyhow. Attack of opportunity. I fucking knew it. Belina missed.
Geralt did.
Geralt didn't, and oh god, another 10 damage. Yeah, he just half his remaining hit points literally just went away in that move. You hear him yelp as he's just barely stumbling to try and make it across the road before he dies.
Quick, Belina, dimension door again.
Actually, she doesn't need to. He can just run after the guy. Unless, actually, no, unless he runs full tilt. Which he can. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now she has to dimension door again in order to keep up.
Or just blast him.
Or blast him, if she has enough to do it. Depends. Depends what she throws at him.
Level 4 magic missile!
Actually, I do want to kill him. I have a plan for him.
Thelona, your turn.
I take a 5-foot step. And then I just lay into this bastard.
He has not had turn to rage yet, so yes.
That's
Go for the
going to be a
gusto.
problem.
He doesn't know what hit him already.
23, 33, 39. Yikes. Caught 39 damage without being in rage mode yet. Yeah, you slice his chest to ribbons. The top of his armored outfit almost falls off of how much damage you cleave into him. And he just stammers backwards and bumps into somebody who's not there and just stumbles forward again. Ah! Half squinting and looking at you really, really angrily. Speaking of which, he does finally go into a full rage shout and starts to slice at you. Alright. Right. +2, +4 to hit. $23.
That'll actually hit me.
And second one. 23 again, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he manages to get 2 hits, so it's 1d12 plus 4 with the rage.
So
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, 13 for the first one and 15 for the second
15
one.
for the second one for a total of 28. Halved is 14.
There you go. Not even out of the hundreds yet. But hey, you
And
finally got hit.
Conan smiles. Doesn't matter. She raged early. And I have a reason for that.
Belena, your turn.
I'd like to rage and magic missile. I'm just kidding.
It wouldn't help magic missile anyhow.
Alright, I'm gonna magic missile running boy.
If you had done that, that would have been great. Watching Ozzy.
The GM would have officially lost it.
Oh god.
Well, remember originally I was thinking of picking a level of barbarian to...
You're the only one that opted out that was thinking about that.
Yeah.
I still think that was a mistake. You should have gone with it.
It's because I want to get to certain bard abilities sooner.
So 3d4, and the bonus +3 damage to that?
That'd be
Oh
10.
yeah, +3, yeah, so 10 damage.
You mean that's 7 + 3, so it's 10 damage.
Yeah.
You literally hit the exact amount of hit points, and the last bolt hits him right in the back of the spine as you just see him almost bend backwards completely before he falls over and that's how the gurgling and falls over and stops moving.
Oh, don't worry, he'll be back soon.
Oh dear God!
But I have to wait till next turn until it happens. If these
Theobald's
guys survive
turn.
the round.
5-foot step. Rah! Boom! I'm trying to find him. There we go. $10, so 12 damage. Cut in half, 6 damage.
10 cut in half would be 5.
He's also raging, so he gets a +2 to that damage.
Ah,
So 6. Another yelp of pain as he manages to catch this barbarian right back in the shoulder. That is not as deep as he would have liked, but it still does enough damage to get the guy's attention as well. Azina.
They cannot attack of opportunity me because I'm invisible, right?
You
They
know, I
can't-
forgot to add my rage damage to all my hits.
He doesn't know you're moving, so no, they cannot attack of opportunity. Oh,
I'm gonna make you walk the plank for that one, buddy.
another surprised look of, huh? Before sharp pain. But actually, the first one tinks off his armor as he just like, what the? And all of a sudden, the second one catches him and he's, ah! Geralt looks at the new guy. You make bad mistake. Raises the maul and prepares to start smashing. Oh,
always
actually,
fun
the
when-
second hit doesn't hit him. Dang. Oh well, he still smashes him for the first one.
It's always fun when you get the blue outline because it means you rolled one of the dice at the minimum and one at the maximum. That's 12, right?
Oh, that's right,
Because-
an additional 2. So yeah, he smacks the guy for 12 damage, misses the second one, but that's because the guy's having to stumble back just in time. He's like, ah, as he's grabbing his ribs from being socked in the torso. Speaking of which, he immediately goes, I'm gonna regret that, you're gonna regret that, and starts trying to stab him again.
I'll make you regret me regretting.
Ping, ping, I have regrets. This guy is looking confused because he swore he just heard something move, but didn't see anything. Shrugs it and starts to help his barbarian buddy out. And tries to attack Thelona.
Yeah, that's gonna end well.
Try.
22.
You're not getting advantage because I actually did not use reckless attack last time because I moved into
He
flank.
still has multiple attacks. So that second
Yeah, I
one
know.
is his second attack. So, yeah, he hits you with a 22 at that one point.
Yeah, that will hit me.
1d6 plus 2. So 4 damage, half 2 damage. He still hasn't gotten you out of the hundreds. He barely gets the sword to bite, and he's just like, what are these people made out of?
Can I take a free action to do a gesture and a word?
Sure.
Alona just points to him and goes, next.
You see him kind of raise both eyebrows and immediately frown and almost take a half step back.
What are these people made out of? Death.
Pain.
Giselle drops her bow, pulls out her sword, and still raging, starts to slash into this guy. And actually, technically, he's been confused because he's under attack from something behind him, but he can't see it. So I think that still means she gets a sneak attack too.
Yeah, because he's engaged on both sides.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. She hits, does 9 damage plus. Whoo! So that's
15.
20. No, 23.
Or no, 25. Wait,
14,
no.
14 plus 9.
Yeah, you're right. I'm fucking up.
23.
23.
Just he's confused, but by the time he looks back to her, all of a sudden just a hard stab right through the chest. Oh! 2, please. There we go. That took him down quite a bit actually in just one stroke. She's just halfway about to growl as she yanks the sword back out of his armor and is getting ready to swing at him again. He's suddenly very, very concerned. In fact, he's still trying to figure out where you are.
It's a good thing we're not fighting undead.
He knows you're somewhere behind him. He's going to go for a swing at you, but one swing at you, but he's going to do it at disadvantage.
Yeah, 'cause he doesn't actually know where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. So 1d20 plus 3, whichever is the lowest.
11.
11. I say that's a whiff.
No, that's a whiff. I got 17 armor class.
Yep. He looks your direction, turns back to Giselle, and goes for another swing at her. Immediately clings against her sword as she blocks it and just gives an evil smile. I don't like this.
Anyone watching this would just see this guy like swinging wildly at both sides and just failing to accomplish anything.
Felona, your turn.
All right, so I'm moving around to here, which again puts the barbarian in check.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am going off. That's an additional 13 damage halved. So that would be
6.
6. Still up?
6 damage, yes. Jeez. That's just enough that he makes it through. Another 6 damage. He's shaky, but he's still alive.
And that's 7.
7. Yeah, the third blade fall, and you finally just pierce right through his torso. Gives off a little bit of a spray, and as you pull your blade out, he just topples over. Oh, by the way, which way did you move to get around the barbarian guy?
I moved around him. I moved counterclockwise.
So actually, you broke contact with this guy, so he gets
Go ahead.
a swing of opportunity at you. Yeah, make my day. 17.
Nope.
Ping. Now he's alone. He's just like, looks nervously at you. Looks nervously at Theobald. Oh.
Next.
Elena, your turn.
Elena looks at the guy in front of Garth. Elena knows him sad. He has lost his friend. Elena wants to return lost friend to him.
Oh God.
So she's gonna look at Netboy. And where is it? No, that's not Shadow Blade, damn it. No, here it is.
Um.
Oh, there
Oh
it is.
God. Couldn't you technically animate multiple of the guys we killed?
No, I can only do one at a time unless I do it at a
Range
higher level.
10 feet.
Oh.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
guy that you're trying to do this to, I think, was at least 30 or more.
I'll move towards him 30 or more.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 55, 60. He would have been like right about here.
Ooh, way down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used his full turn to run away.
He was dangerously close to getting off the map when you killed him.
No.
Yeah, I don't think you could reach that in one turn.
Yeah. Anybody else closer?
Trying to think, did he 5, 10, 20, 25,
It's hard to pinpoint where
30.
most of the guys were at. I don't think you can get
Yeah.
to any.
I don't think there's any bodies near you close enough.
Animate dead is going to be something happening in the future, Matt. When somebody dies, it'd be best just to put this tag on them.
True, that would help a little bit, but yeah, I'm pretty sure none of them died nearby you. At least not yet. You're kind of out in the middle of no man's land when it comes to body resources.
Never mind. I'm going to use Shadow Blade on the other guy.
Use the Shadow Blade on the guy that's right there.
Yeah. I will just use the roll I just did.
Okay, yeah, it's a melee to hit is 19. You hit him, and does 11 physical damage.
Psychic damage.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, psychic damage. don't think they have a particular weakness to psychic, so I assume just normal damage. 9-11. Yup, a pain, and he looks at you just like, wait a minute. Now he's trying to decide between trying to defend himself against the big giant psycho with a hammer or trying to take out the easier target. Meanwhile, Theobald.
As a bonus action, goes, remember, he's my boyfriend. Anything you do to me, he's going to do double time on you.
He doesn't know how to quite react to that. Just,
I don't want to die. I believe I can touch this guy.
Moved there.
closer to the other guy if this one falls over.
Yeah, but you're moving out of flank.
I don't know if actual flank matters, but okay, sure.
It does. It grants you combat advantage without having to do reckless.
Alright.
It's why I've been doing it.
Theobald. Right, advantage. I figured it was anywhere as long as you're nearby, but sure.
No, we actually had to look that up in the last game with Bob.
Actually, I think both of those hit, right? He doesn't have to re-roll the second one?
I don't think so.
Wait, how's he getting
17.
How's he getting 2 attacks?
Oh wait, no, never mind. Yeah, it's just 1 attack. Never mind. He gets the first one because that's the highest one anyway.
Yeah. You have to wait till he gains another level before he can take a second attack. If you go Berserker.
11, and this guy is not a Berserker, so he takes full damage from that 11. Oh, plus 2.
13.
Yep. So Theobald walks right up to him. Now officially doesn't know which way to look. He's surrounded on both sides. Xena, your turn.
Oh my gosh. All these guys are surrounded by the couple pairings.
Yeah, I noticed that like 3-4 turns ago.
I just shredded the shit out of him.
Jesus.
Why were you taking it? Why were you an advantage on that?
20.
I'm invisible. He doesn't know where I'm at.
Yep. Gives me advantage because of being invisible. He knows there's something there, but he can't find it. 25, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, that's 28 points to damage.
Yeah, you do shred into him, and he's just like, ah! He's still standing, but he is trying to cover his back with one hand as it's just dripping out of him now. Geralt. Touch her and die. Boom. Sadly, he keeps like getting one hit and then the other one misses. Still, another negative 11 damage. He gets another clocking to the head as he half stumbles backwards, just almost out of range to get another hit on him, and he's just like, don't say I would. Ow. But I have a villainous idea does occur to me. How does grappling work?
I think it's a contest of strength.
Because he might want to use the...
First you need to make a unarmed strike against the person. So it's a, roll 20 strength.
Roll 20 plus strength to try and hit the person. Okay, he's going to try and grab Valena to pull her in to be a body shield. So he's going to try and grapple for you first. Roll. He rolls a 15 to get you.
15 will hit. Come on. 13, yeah, it will hit.
Okay. So he manages to successfully grab her then?
No, and then I think there's another roll that's like a contest of strength. So I remember that much. Let me look.
I'm trying to. I'm sitting here going, I want to do this thing, but I've never actually looked into the rules of it. I'm now confused, but I still want to do it because it needs to happen eventually.
Okay, grapple. Let's see. Grapple. When you can't use the attack actions if you're able to make both of them. Grapple a person larger than you. You have to make an athletics check, and the person next to him has to make an athletics or acrobatics check.
So it allows you to get out if you're dexterly nimble by doing acrobatics.
I'm not dexterally nimble, so I may get grappled.
95 grappling. When a grab creature wrestle with you can use the attack action to make a special melee attack to grapple. If you are able to make multiple attacks with the attack action, this attack replaces one of them. The target in your grapple must be no more than one size larger than you. Using at least one free hand, you try to seize the target by making a grapple check instead of an attack roll, which he succeeded. Strength athletics check contested by the target's strength athletics check. Actually, you're supposed to contest that attack with your own strength check.
Right.
So if you can hit a 15 or above on a strength check, nope.
Oh, wow.
Strength or dexterity acrobatics check. The target chooses the ability to use. If you succeed, you subject the target to the grappling condition. See Appendix A for about being grappled. You are subject target to the grappling condition. The condition specifies that the things that end it, and you can release the target whenever you like to. No action required.
Basically, I don't think you can do anything while you're grappled.
So, can he essentially maneuver her to be a body shield, or what else can he do with having grabbed her now?
I think he could technically hit her, but he wouldn't be able to use his weapon because that would require him to actually have his weapon out.
Well, he was doing this with his free hand. He doesn't have a shield, I don't think.
Pretty positive. Yeah, I'm pretty positive you have to use both hands to grapple somebody.
No, you only use
with your open free hand. It only takes one hand to grapple.
Yeah, I guess he could try to use her as a body shield.
I'd say that he'll take a swing at him, but take a disadvantage. If he still manages to hit him with disadvantage, then he doesn't have to worry about hitting her while trying to attack. Or, alternatively, he can maybe move around the guy, depending. Actually, yeah, so he's going to grapple you. He can only move half speed, so 5, 10, 15, and he's trying to get away, and he's essentially pulling you in a direction to hopefully use you as a body shield instead of getting hit himself.
Right.
And that's about all he can do right now. He's just trying to get away. And hoping that will help him. And you just see the barbarian's blood boil. Alright, this guy is caught between a raging cleric and a raging barbarian. He tries to hit the barbarian because its armor class is slightly lower. Oh! Really. A crit. It's trying to hit a 17 over a 20. Yours is lower.
No, my AC is 21 actually.
Yeah, but he got a 23, so it still would hit.
Yeah, that crit still manages to hit, so he can do 1d6 plus 2. So 6 damage minus the rage damage, so 3.
Actually, because he crit, it would be 2d6 plus 2.
Oh, that's right, second 2d6. Never mind.
So, 7. You rolled
Yeah,
a
it'd
7.
still be only 3 damage.
It really sucks when you get a crit and it does dick.
Yep.
But you managed to knock me under 100.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to throw barbarians at this crew now, constantly just raging assholes.
We still chopped them up like cabbage.
Only added a couple barbarians to this group, not an entire group of barbarians.
What you need is you need half barbarians, half mages. That's the only way to put us down.
That's fine. You guys can take the barbarians. I'll kill all the mages. I'll
Get
take the
advantage.
500 on the left. Y'all can take the 500 on the right.
6 plus, because he's still trying to figure out where that invisible person is, she still gets the sneak attack as well. 8 plus 6, that's 12, 14. Yeah, Giselle just swipe! Ah! As his head spins around for a split second and falls off and his body topples over.
And he was about to go too when he lost his turn because he died.
Yup. Thaluna.
All right, time for the it's time for the barbarian Ginzu. We are still in flank. I am not taking my reckless. Instead, I am still at advantage and going.
Slicey.
That's 13. He's still there.
Yup.
Another 11.
Yup.
And finally,
Yeah. Just a flurry of blows. You break some of his armor a little bit, and he's starting to bleed a bit, but he's shaky but still standing.
Probably mainly because that last one missed.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah,
Actually, the last one did miss, didn't it?
yep. You can add that 13 back. Oh,
Never
God,
mind, he's
I
not
rolled a
quite as
3 and a
shaky.
3.
He's not quite shaky, but he's like, oh my god. From the
My
flurry of blows that
cheeseburger.
just barraged him. Valena, you have been grappled. This asshole's trying to tug you along with as cover.
Okay, when I summon a Shadow Blade, does it have to go upward?
What do you mean?
Can I summon from behind me and stab him? Like
I don't think you can use a regular attack while you're grappled. I think you have to break free before you can do anything else.
So I can't do anything
Let,
like a
let me
magic
double
missile.
check, because there's specific rules to being grappled. Which was something that they said to look in Appendix A for, but I'm like, I don't know what that is. I did see something in the area where I found out where to look for grapple anyway, so let me check that really quick. Grappled, see conditions. That doesn't help.
A grappled creature's speed becomes 0 and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. The condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated. See condition. The condition also ends if an effect removes the grappled creature from reach of the grappler or grappling effects such as... Okay, so actually no, the only thing it does is it makes it so your speed becomes 0. You can't move while you're grappled.
Yeah,
so
you can't
yes,
move of your own volition, which
you
is why
can-
he's
you
able to
can-
drag you.
you can still hit him. You can hit him.
Yes, you
Personally-
can summon it and try and hit him at the side.
Personally, I would give him a point-blank magic missile to the ball sack. That would be my opinion.
No, I had another idea, and you're probably gonna love this.
Oh.
So, an unwilling creature has to make a saving throw, right?
Oh no, you're gonna...
An unwilling creature has to make a saving throw?
He's gonna dimension door the guy.
Actually,
Right,
I think
yeah.
he's thinking of dimension dooring himself.
Yes, but if you can bring someone else with you, and if they're not willing, they have to make a saving throw to avoid being dragged with you.
Okay, what's the saving throw then?
I think
it'd
it's
be 16.
Yeah, 16 like normally is.
Okay, so which stat?
For this one, let's see. Whoops, wrong one.
Dimension door. Doesn't really say in that descriptor.
It's weird because they got it straight from D&D Beyond.
Bring any objects as long as their weight. Its carrying capacity creature must be within 5 feet of you and the spell's cast.
No, actually, no. It says you can bring one, so that you can't.
Only bring one person with you if they're willing, so there's no save.
But you could just dimension door out of his grapple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that with Misty Step before, where I've been in grapple with somebody and just fucking Misty stepped out of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna dimension door out of it and go right to the dead bodies over here.
Oh god.
Well, actually, yeah, you'll be right next to the dead bodies right there.
Yeah, there's at least 2 there.
Mm-hmm. So.
Wait, let me check something.
Oh. So there's something else you like to do.
No, I'm just checking if this is a bonus action.
No, dimension door is not a bonus action.
It's
No,
a spell,
not
it's a
Dimension
regular
Door.
action.
It does not say. It's weird. Dimension door is an action, but the other one does not. Duration instantaneous. Casting time 1 minute.
Oh God, casting time is 10 rounds.
Oh yeah, that's.
No, that's not 10 rounds because 10 rounds is a minute. That's 100 rounds.
No, casting time for Animate Dead is 1 minute.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the thing he used to use, which was Private Sanctum.
No, I'm just gonna dimension door over here.
He probably is like, wait, what? What? How? Huh?
What the?
And neither one of those are really combat spells. They're stuff you want to do either before or after combat.
No, casting. Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, the
Short
only
your gift
people
for
that-
being a wizard.
The only people that can really use Animate Dead as a combat spell are like devils and demons, where it's not actually a spell for them; it's just a natural ability.
Yeah, it's
Basically.
a spell-like ability that they can do instantaneously because they're fucking evil beasts.
Smite.
It's something Matt may or may not have noticed the casting time on that. The combat that didn't happen anyway because we kicked the witch's ass.
Well, if he had her technically count as a fiend, she might have had actual spell casting abilities that weren't actual spells. But she died so fast it didn't matter.
Nah. Didn't really matter either way.
Well,
Theobald
there's
smacks
that
this guy again for a couple more damage. Actually, he
for
a couple
13
more.
damage, and that puts it back to the shaky but still there.
Shaky but there. Azina.
So this asshole that just tried to abduct my friend is going to suddenly notice that his sword is really hot.
Ooh. 14 to let go, and otherwise otherwise he takes 10 damage immediately. Alright, I believe his constitution is only 2, yes? And yeah, I believe all the barbarians are done, so I can close that stat tab. Constitution, yeah, he only gets a +2. Nope. He's still holding on to it, and in a panic, he's burning. He's just goes, ah!
Dropped it. The fact that he failed the save means he dropped it. He takes
Oh, wait.
damage no matter what. He takes the damage no matter what, but he can't hold on to the weapon if he fails to save.
Oh, I thought they kept it on because they failed to save.
No.
But okay.
They have to succeed or drop the item.
It means he drops the weapon, but that means he's now unarmed.
Yeah. He's
So
unarmed.
He
and
yelps
took
and
10
quickly flings the sword away as it drops sizzling to the ground.
Basically, instinctively drops it because he failed his save, but he takes the damage still. It's just that if he held on to it, he'd take the damage again on his next turn if he didn't drop it willingly.
But he could still use it as a weapon.
Right.
You
It's kind of an overpowered ability.
All of a sudden, as he's recovering from his hand burning, he just feels this shadow move over him before hearing, "You touched." Womp. Womp. Oh, oh.
I'm assuming he's turned into paste now.
Yeah, there's a definitely loud crunch followed by another splashing noise afterwards.
Thank God it was behind the rock. That rock worked as your plastic shield for the Gallagher attack.
Geralt comes back around the rock and you see a giant red stain on his hammer now. And a little bit on his chest, he kind of is wiping it off.
I was going to say, it's probably on his chest, his face, his
You're talking about the rock, and I'm just thinking, do you smell what Geralt is cooking?
It's human meat today.
Well, boys, looks like meat's back on the menu. Oh, wait, no, we're in the wrong part of Hyboria for that.
Well, if there's any Picts nearby, they won't care. This guy...
Wait, not Yogites, yeah.
This guy is about to die.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's about to die no matter what he tries doing, so he's just going to take his chances and try and bolt like the last guy did. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Roll those attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, 18 damage.
18 damage. Yeah, he starts to pull away from you two, and both you get him in the hip with your sword, and he yelps, and as he's about to pull away, all of a sudden the other sword meets on the other side, and both you just pull back as you just literally rip him in half above the waist.
Another gore fest.
And with that, the entire group of slavers has been slain yet again.
As Thelona, still with her eyes, with that manic look, takes a step forward and snogs the life out of Theobald.
He grunts, stabs his sword to the ground, and grabs a hold of her and starts kissing her back.
So wait, you just rage kissed each other?
Yes.
I rage to make out. What?
After a few moments, Geralt kind of comes spilling back next to Helena, just looks at the other two, looks back at her. I miss anything?
Yeah. As I slowly come into view, I disable my invisibility.
So yeah, as you're just coming back into visibility as you're watching this.
Yeah.
All right. As you're watching for a moment, somebody walks up behind you and gives you a hug.
Rage hug.
Yeah. I go, hey dear, I got to learn what it's like to be a ghost.
I heard. Thank you for the backup.
No problem.
So a little while of cleanup. I assume you're also yeah, actually, are you even gonna bother learning them? They have like long swords and axes.
I just
Maybe a
want
couple
to check.
javelins.
I just want to check for their money.
Money, sure. Actually, we can do a quick roll for that.
Their gear, I don't really care about. It's not.
The gear is
It's
heavy and doesn't sell for much. Yeah.
It's not worth dragging along with the amount of money we have to ourselves now. It's not worth dragging along random.
Yeah, if you're still like level 2, you might be like, maybe it's still worthwhile to drag something along with if it's big enough. Let me see here. This one, I believe. Oh, no, that's the character, that's the other character generator. I have 2 character generators on here. One of them is actually good for coming up with names, the other one's good for actually making quick stats. Oh, speaking of which, actually, I need to reopen that
You
one
had that up
tab.
in case I forcefully recruited a slaver, didn't you?
Oh, the one for names, you mean?
This is the one for stats, or maybe names.
If we had recruited Netboy, you mean?
Well, the one for stats is what I made the enemies out of already, but the other one is in case, yeah, I need last minute names or something.
Yeah, that would have been funny
still
if
recruit Netboy. Let me just go over to him.
Your nickname is just Netboy now.
It would have been funny if you literally just stayed in that net the whole time, and when we just spared him because he didn't actually do anything.
We have an NPC in my other Saturday game, our superhero game like that. He's like a permanent lackey by the name of Vodka Martinez that he always seems to be working for whatever group that we're fighting that particular week, and he just never actually gets caught because he's just Jay Flunky.
Judgment number 45.
Yeah, never mind. I'm not. It's not getting what I want out of that one. Let me just do this then.
Probably also where we're gonna have to stop.
Yeah, because it is at 10. So
actually, I do have a little bit of a. Well, actually, yeah, we can probably save it for next time, maybe, and I can add some more on to what I have planned for upcoming bits. It figures we get to the combat, and the combat took forever because it was a big group.
Yeah, it's also higher level combat, so it takes longer.
If I can actually bloody find the dice roller, there it is.
I gotta start preparing the dungeon for next week's session.
All right. 7 gold, 2 silver, and 8 copper.
It's 7 gold, 8 silver, and 2 copper.
2
7 gold, 2 silver, 8 copper. 7G, 2S, 8C.
I'm just gonna put this in the freaking fund.
Yeah, it's not that much to begin with. They didn't carry much with them, it would seem. It would seem unless they've got some sort of stash somewhere, they don't like to carry much on them in case something does happen.
We all died. You don't get our money at all.
You died and didn't get our money. Oh wait, we're still dead.
Well, with that attitude, she'll probably raise them and make them do shit for her.
How much experience?
That is something I can calculate pretty quickly here. Let me have a look, see. There was 3 regular guys and 2 barbarians. Oh no, 6 regular guys and 2 barbarians. So, these guys...
I am definitely taking that spell next level.
What spell?
Don's Macabre.
See, I'm just imagining that, Thelona and Theobald snogging at the end of the fight. You guys look, so are we camping here for the night then? The sound of Theobald's armor hitting the ground. Right, camping over here then.
Actually, Valeno would grab Garrow. It's like, put up the tent. We just need a tent. There's a camp right here right now.
All of these guys were challenged too, which means all of them were worth 450 XP, which grants you a total of 3,600.
3,600. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use a calculator.
3,600.
2 carry the 1.
And so that's 1. So 3. So 10.
No level.
600.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm at. 43,020.
Oh, yeah.
That's not what I wanted to post.
13. Yeah, not quite level. Still a ways to go.
Yeah, still need about 5,000 more.
There we go.
Yeah, you're slightly ahead of us from that wolf.
That's what I was trying to get at post was the experience because I already had done the math. Yeah, but I was only like, what, 50 points? Something like that?
Yeah, it was 50 experience.
And
50 experience each?
No. I'm talking about the wolf. Like, Thelone was ahead of us from 50 experience.
Yeah.
Solo that wolf. Like, it wouldn't make sense for everyone to get the experience from that because, like, not everyone was even there when she did that.
yeah, it'd be a one-off character thing if you happen to be alone and did a certain thing.
If you happen to run off in the middle of the night and kill a hyena, you get the XP for the hyena.
I
But mind
got solo XPs.
But mind you, if you run off in the middle of the night and you run into a full-on encounter meant for everybody, you're probably fucked. Like the freaking idiot in my Monday game a while back decided to explore a cave that we had found in the middle of the night and ran into a den of spiders. And we found his desiccated corpse the next day.
Or alternatively, if you have a stupid Tinker Gnome that alerts a group of enemies that the party wasn't actually supposed to fight and gets the party killed.
Of course, then again, one of the party members might take it upon themselves to make sure the Tinker Gnome is permanently ended before they go too.
Yep. Ranger freaking killed them.
Wump,
Yeah.
wump.
The funny thing is, like, he got so mad at that, but like everyone else was like, no, he deserved that, and everybody else realized the party was gonna get killed.
Mm-hmm.
He just didn't sink into him until everybody started dropping from being outnumbered massively.
What the moron think was going to happen?
He thought the DM was just gonna cover for his stupidity and just fudge it so the party doesn't die. It's like no.
This is a game of survival. Stupid is as stupid does. You're going to do stupid tricks, get stupid prizes.
Well, there's sometimes the GM can fudge things to make it so someone doesn't die and make it look realistic that to make it not super apparent that you just chose not to kill someone off. But when you literally woke up 50 orcs, there's nothing I can fucking do.
No. You asked for this.
When none of you got fireball yet.
Anyways, see y'all later. Have a good night.
Big tomatoes!